Hey everyone, it's time for another story with Miss Johns. The story we're going to read today is called Bigger, Better, Best. Have you ever argued with your brother or your sister or your cousin or a friend over who has the best toy or the best room or the best food or the best backpack? Well, today, the family we're going to read about, there are 3 children and they are arguing over who has the best room. And we're going to think about how they can decide who has the best room. So this is Bigger, Better, Best by Stuart Murphy. Jill shared a room with her older sister, Jenny. Their brother, Jeff, had a tiny room right across the hall. Every morning when she woke up, Jill could hear Jeff and Jenny arguing. "My backpack can hold more books than yours," Jeff said, "but mine's purple and yours is green." "Purple's better," Jenny answered. Jill stuck her head under the pillow. "Pooh," she says. Every night when she went to sleep, Jill could hear Jeff and Jenny arguing. "My book's got more pictures than yours," Jenny said. "But mine's got more pages," Jeff answered. Jill put her fingers in her ears. "My book's the best," she whispered to Fudge. "Look, it's about a cat, just like you." And here's her cat here. One day, Mom and Dad announced that the family was going to move to a new house. The house was so big that Jill, Jenny, and Jeff could each have their own room. "My room will be the best," said Jeff. "No, mine will be," said Jenny. "Will Fudge get his own room too?" asked Jill. "Cats don't need their own rooms," said Mom. Everyone wanted to see the new house, so they piled into the car. Jill brought Fudge. When they got there, Jeff and Jenny ran right upstairs to see their rooms. "Ha! I told you my room is better," Jenny said. "Look how big my window is. It's humongous." "I've got a window too," said Jeff. "Bet mine is bigger." "Stop arguing, you two," said Mom. "Here, take this pad of paper and cover your windows. If it takes more sheets to cover one of the windows, then you'll know that one has a larger area." So Jill helped Jeff tape sheets of paper up one side of his window. "It's 3 sheets high," Jeff announced. 1, 2, 3. 3 sheets high. Then he went across the window as far as he could. "I can make 4 in each row," he said. "That's 12 sheets of paper in all." Then they ran to Jenny's room. "My window is 2 sheets high." "I can only make 2 rows," Jenny announced, "but it's really long, and long is better." She covered the entire window with sheets of paper. "I can fit 6 sheets across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 in this row and 6 in this row. That would make 12 sheets of window in all." "Exactly the same," said Jill. "Can I have a piece of paper?" Let's look at that. So let's go back. Jeff's room, he had 12 pieces of paper to cover his window. So the area of his was 12 pieces of paper. And the area of Jenny's room is also 12 pieces of paper, but they were arranged differently. But they did measure with the same size paper, so they can compare those two things. "This is a pretty small room, sis," said Jeff. "I bet mine is bigger than yours." These two kids are at it again, aren't they? "No, it's not," said Jenny. "Yes, it is," said Jeff. "Quiet down," said Dad. That yellow paper is too small. Here, use this old newspaper to see which room has the larger area." Jenny taped sheet after sheet of newspaper along one of her walls. "My room is 6 sheets wide," she announced. Then Jill helped her tape sheets along the next wall, going this direction. "That's 5 sheets," said Jenny. "So if I cover the whole floor with newspapers, that would be 30 sheets in all." "Well, I know my room's bigger," said Jeff. He grabbed the rest of the newspaper and ran to his room. He taped sheets along one wall. "It's 6 sheets wide," he shouted. Then Jeff put as many sheets as he could along the next wall. There were 4 sheets in all. It would take 24 sheets to cover the whole floor, he said. And here's Jenny shouting, "Mine's better, I win. Mine's better, I win." "Wait," said Jill. "What about that little part in front of the closet?" Jeff taped down more newspaper. There were 2 rows of 3 sheets each. That's 24 sheets from the big part of the room. So 24 sheets in the big part of the room, plus the 6 sheets in the small part of the room in front of the closet. That makes 30 sheets in all. "Exactly the same again," said Jill. "Hey, look at this ad." "Well, my room's better than yours because it's closer to the bathroom," said Jenny. "Ha," said Jeff, "mine's better because it's closer to the kitchen." "You know what," said Jill, "I think I have the best room in the house." Jeff and Jenny looked at her in surprise. "But your room is the smallest," Jenny pointed out. "And you've just got 1 little window," Jeff added. "Yes, I know," said Jill, "but my room is the farthest away from the 2 of you, and it's the closest to Fudge." And that's the end of the story. So a couple things I wanted to talk about here. So finding the area of a room or finding the area of a window is talking about the amount of space that covers the window or the amount of space on the floor of a room. And so they were able to compare those things. When Jeff and Jenny were comparing their windows, they were comparing it with a yellow sheet of paper and again a yellow sheet of paper. So they measured the area with the same size piece of paper. When they measured the floor, they used a different size unit, but they used the newspaper. They also used the same newspaper to measure the floor of the next room, and so they could compare those 2 areas. We would not be able to use the newspaper and the yellow piece of paper to compare the areas as easily. So something that you might want to try at home is you might think about your room or another room in your house that's easier for you to think about. But I'd love for you to take a piece of paper just like they did. Maybe it's just a piece of computer paper or a piece of notebook paper, and think about how many pieces of paper will it take to cover the floor of your room. And think about a way that you might be able to do that without having to lay the paper across the entire floor. If that's too difficult, because maybe you have too much furniture in your room, you could think about a window like they did, or a wall in your space as well. If you also would like to think about something else, you could think about brownie pans, and you could make 2 pans of brownies that are the same size, and think about how many brownies would cover the area of the space. And I hope you have a good time trying that out and thinking about area. If you'd like to shoot me some comments to let me know what you're doing, I'd love to see them. Thanks.